Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. We got Jimmy Kimmel crying real soy flavored tears for everybody. I'm going to be showing you a little clip from his very woke, very long monologue where he is pretty much just lashing out at everyone who voted for Donald Trump. Then I'm going to move on to show you that it's not just Jimmy Kimmel that's making these super woke, sad little monologues. It's every late night talk show host. Megyn Kelly's going to be talking about that. Piers Morgan actually says something perfect towards these guys and their attitude of thinking that the American people should be listening to them and being surprised that the American people didn't listen. Then we're going to jump over to the comment section of Jimmy's long, woke, terrible monologue. But let's start off with this first. This is a sweet clip.
Fragile little snowflake. What a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is. He should change the hats to say, "Make America Wine Again." It's more than half of this country voted for the criminal, still trying to figure out what happened. Fragile little snowflake. What a blow.
Oh, is Trump the snowflake? Are you sure, man? I think Trump got shot. Yeah, I think he's good after he got shot. He ran for president and won. And now you're crying. And when you hear what this guy's crying about, let's move on to that clip. Now, this was a very long monologue, but I only wanted to show this one clip that's been circulating because it's just where it reaches peak wokeness. I mean, hand out of the screen. I mean, up here with the wokeness. It's so ridiculous. It was a much longer monologue. He said a lot of wild things. At the very beginning of it, he said, "I'm for sure on Trump's list and I'm going to be in trouble and I should leave the country." Please, please leave the country, Jimmy. Please, no problem. We should all get together and start buying plane tickets for all these celebrities who said they were going to leave the country. Go ahead.
Be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go. For healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
Wow, that sounded like a threat at that last part there. You know what I mean? Oh, it's bad for you guys, too. You just don't realize it yet. It's like, okay, what's going to happen? Civil unrest, I bet. And who's it going to be sparked by? Oh, it's just going to be crazy people. That's all. Yeah, I see that coming already. It's already starting in Chicago. But him just saying, kids, women, immigrants, health, science, journalism, poor people. And then where he gets choked up is Ukraine and NATO. What? I don't know what NATO's going to do. Has anybody called and checked on NATO? Bro, are you crazy? Are you even American? He's like, women, children, immigrants, and Ukraine. Bro, don't worry about Ukraine. Their people are going to stop dying. It's so weird how anti-human all these people who are hardcore on the left are. Like, he's upset for Ukraine because the war where innocent people are dying is going to stop. It's like that's how much I made some some Twitter posts about this. That's how much they hate Trump. Is that if innocent people are going to stop dying and it's because of him, they're like, no, let's just have more innocent people die. Like, please, just more, just come on, let's just keep it going. I saw one guy on X. He was talking about RFK. RFK made a post talking about taking the fluoride out of the water and how that's going to happen really quick as soon as Trump takes office. And some guy, hardcore left, and I don't know why they're showing me this type of stuff in my algorithm. He just goes, "What the F? this is not good. It's like they hate Trump so much they want fluoride in the water. They're like, give it to me, give me more. I want double the amount, actually. Oh, he's taking away our civil rights. We can't have fluoride in our water. Like, what? Are you crazy? I saw another person, they posted a picture. It said if Kamala wins and it was a bottle of champagne. And it said if Trump wins and it was a bottle of Drano. It's like, you hate Trump so much you're going to drink Drano? Are you Who are these people? Send them somewhere. Send them somewhere where it's just completely the opposite of America. Usually I'd say Canada, not even Canada. Don't give them give them somewhere in Africa. You know, no disrespect to Africa, but you know, these people need some straightening up, and Africa can probably straighten them out pretty well. You get over into Africa where there's just no rights unless you have money. And then see how you like it there. You know what I mean? I always make a joke about how, you know, these leftoids they're kind of people who are like, I just want communism. It's like they're fighting for it, you know? And Trump is like the dad who's like, you can't have communism. No communism in this house. And they're like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Russia gets to have Marxists. China gets to have Marxists. I want to be a Marxist. It's like, what are you doing, man? Just willing to poison the country, no problem. Listen to what Megyn Kelly has to say after she shows some clips of these terrible late night talk show hosts. Piers Morgan tears into them something fierce. Let's go.
Some of their reactions to the news of Trump's win. Look at this.
Hey there. How are you doing? If you watch the show regularly, I'm guessing you're not doing great. Yeah, me neither.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate. It was a terrible night for poor people, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
Said he would be a dictator on day one. The question now is, what will the rest of us be doing on day one? Now's the time to stand in solidarity with our friends, with our neighbors.
Well, it happened again. And in this democracy, the majority has spoken, and they said they don't care that much about democracy. The first time Donald Trump was elected, he started as a joke and ended as a tragedy. This time he starts as a tragedy. Who knows what he'll end as?
Any comforting words for them, Piers?
Just get over yourselves. Honestly, it's so pathetic watching grown men weep, because actually the real reason they're weeping is that they know they've spent years over-demonizing Trump as the new Hitler, and he's going to wreck everything and wreck America. He's terrible. He's a fascist. He's a neo-Nazi, blah, 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 blah. And what happened this week? America, having already seen Trump as president for 4 years and seen 4 years of what then followed under Biden and Harris, they went out in record numbers, white, black, Latino, men, women, all demographics, and they voted for apparently the new Hitler. In other words, they didn't believe a word of what these guys were saying. And I would say further, Megyn, what the hell happened in late night in America? When Johnny Carson was the king of late night, nobody knew who he voted for. Nobody knew. He made a point of mocking both sides. Jay Leno said yesterday, he said, I don't like Trump, but it was a great week for democracy. And salute to Jay Leno. I interviewed him last year about this. He doesn't understand why these late night guys want to be so obviously partisan. Why? And they're all partisan one way. And there's a reason why Greg Gutfeld is kicking all their backsides in late night on Fox. And it's because he's genuinely funny. He's a comedian. These guys think they're sort of preaching to some weird choir that wants them to be terribly serious and take all this very personally when their guy or woman in this case doesn't win an election. We don't give a stuff. Just be funny. And one of the things that I don't watch any of them anymore, but I see the clips. They're so worthy. The virtue signaling is so pathetic. Get over yourselves and go back to being funny. I think the ship has sailed for these guys. And it's interesting, isn't it? They talk about inclusion and diversity and all that thing. They're all middle-aged white guys. Have you noticed? All of them.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But my advice is, if you believe in diversity,
get a few more diverse people in there who can actually make me laugh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just fire yourself. That would be the ultimate virtue signal. Stephen Colbert just says, I'm stepping aside. There is a gay black lady who should be taking this spot, and I don't know who she is. And just let somebody else step in. That would be great. I would love to see that. But yeah, man, they're doing it left and right. Oh, tearful Jimmy. And Piers Morgan is 100% right. People are not falling for it anymore. It's like, I wish I could see the dislike ratio on this video, but you go into the comments right away, somebody's just like, oh, let me make sure you guys can see this. Somebody's on the Diddy list. Looks like he's about to cry. He did. Rich people don't have to worry about the economy. We do. Kind of gives off that I'm on the Diddy list vibe 100 times. First time searching for a Jimmy Kimmel video? Yup. 100%. That is my first time typing in Jimmy Kimmel into a search engine at all. All you guys that threaten to leave, never leave. Oh, it's so true. I'm telling you, we should start a GoFundMe for these people. Thank you, Jimmy, for helping get Trump elected. Yep. What happened with 15 million votes since the last fair election? That's a question. That's a question to ask. Oh, somebody here broke down some facts. Is this it? Okay, let's see. It's 2020, over 84 million votes. Harris, 2024, 67 million votes. What the F happened to 17 million did not vote? That's it's a question worth asking. I mean, I wonder what happened, guys. I don't know. I mean, YouTube, I'm not saying anything. I'm just reading comments that you allowed on someone's page. Last time there were 13 million more votes. Where are those votes? Yeah, I wonder where they are, man. I wonder where they are. Yeah, just stuff like that. People are waking up, man. People get it. People see right through this nonsense, man. 100% they see through this nonsense. And I don't know why guys like Jimmy are... I'm sorry. I was just saying I don't know why guys like Jimmy are doing things like this. It's so obviously put on, Yeah, I mean, I don't know why this picture's on the screen. I messed up there, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have a clue why Jimmy is doing things like this and why he's become so terrible. Not even woke, terrible. When he's saying about people who were anti something that they should just have to kind of die. Like just the weird things that these guys ended up saying, the weird things they ended up doing, all of these late night show hosts. It just really makes you wonder what's going on with those guys. Did that picture come back up? Okay, let me get that off the screen again. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on with those guys. You know what I mean? I mean, it seems like as if there's some kind of agenda that's being forced. I don't know if they want to do this type of stuff. That picture's on the screen again. Get it off the screen. I'm sorry, guys. This computer, it malfunctions sometimes. Anyway, like I was saying, there's probably no actual reason Jimmy's doing this other than the kindness in his heart, the good virtue of his heart. I'm sure that's all it is. Anyways, guys, just like, subscribe. That picture again. Man, come on. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, helps us tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.